Tell me the truth. Are you bored with trying to make healthy plant-based food? I have a motto of there's no boring food allowed in my kitchen. And I'm sharing one of my secrets for creating flavor-filled food in my kitchen every single day. I'm here outside in my gorgeous Tanzanian garden. Opare from Food for the Soul. And here on this channel, I share tips and tools that you can use to create a healthy diet and lifestyle you can actually stick to, that you actually want to stick to. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to click the subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so you'll find out every time I upload a new video. This video that I created a couple of weeks ago, I talked about using international spices and seasonings. And today I'm sharing spices and seasoning mixes that you can use to take the same ingredients and turn them into exciting, flavorful food from all around the world. So let's go into the kitchen. Exploring the world of international foods and flavors can be exciting and overwhelming. You might not know quite where to start. I recommend that you look for some recipe books from different areas of the world that you're interested in. Also go online, and there are many great blogs and YouTube channels and things like that. Go to an international grocery store if you have one in your area and look and see what you find there. Also, I highly suggest go to different restaurants and test out whatever different flavors you are interested in trying. In our home kitchens, we don't necessarily have to get them just right. We are just looking for how to learn what these flavor combinations offer us and how we can incorporate them into our dishes with the ingredients that we have at our disposal. Here's one secret is fresh herbs. You can buy them at the store, or even better is to grow some of your own. Even if you live in an apartment building or live in a climate where you can't grow, you can always grow in a container, on your balcony, on your porch, on your windowsill, and you will always have amazing flavors to add to your food. Since moving here to Tanzania, I've had the opportunity to explore more in depth of the various cuisines across the continent of Africa. We have many countries here and many influences from other cultures. Here in East Africa, in Tanzania and Kenya, along what is called the Swahili coast, we have a lot of influence from Indian cuisine and Indian cultures. And so we do see the use of curry powder, masalas, pilau masala. So you will see a lot of Indian influence. But across the continent as a whole, you see a lot of really strong flavors using things like cumin and cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, hot peppers. Ethiopia, they use berbera, a special spice blend, and other spice blends that they incorporate into their lentils and things. There's a lot of use of turmeric and ginger, hot peppers, garlic, onions, the same as in many other places. Some West African, especially people, they may use a lot of those Maggi cubes. You can find some vegan bouillon that is not full of all kinds of chemicals and things like that. You can use something like that instead. But in general, so we use a lot of turmeric, cumin, paprika, cinnamon, peanut butter, especially in West Africa, curry powder, allspice, mustard seed, nutmeg, cayenne, coriander, a lot of nice, really flavorful ingredients with onions and garlic. And many times also they use fish. Here in Tanzania, they use these little tiny fish called dagaa that is used for seasoning. And obviously we're not going to be using that. So the dulse flakes that I've been mentioning and some of the other ones or other kinds of seaweed will be a way that you can add that fish flavor without the fish. Explore the various regions of the continent of Africa. When you're making Chinese food, these are the ingredients that you want to have on hand. Soy sauce, and dark and light soy sauce, rice vinegar, 5 spices, a very classical Chinese flavors, ginger, fresh ginger or Ground ginger, I always prefer to use fresh if I have it. Toasted sesame oil can really add a Chinese flavor to your dish. Miso is, I believe, actually Japanese, but is often used in soup bases and things like that. And mirin is something that adds a little sweetness. This can be hard to find and it's expensive. These prices on here are in shillings, Tanzanian shillings, 20,000 shillings, which is like $10, which isn't actually that much more than it would be in the States. So anyway, it can be expensive. You could always use just sugar if you wanted to add some sweetness. And then, so garlic and onion, once again, the ginger, bell peppers, any color will do. Dulse flakes are a seaweed, which adds a lot of great nutrients to your food, as well as helps it have a seafood flavor. This is gochujang, which is very popular these days. I'm seeing more and more recipes with that in it. And this is a Korean pepper powder, and it has a smoky kind of flavor. Not really spicy, but that's a nice one. And this is just regular red chili flakes. So any kind of pepper or fresh peppers, green or red. Many Chinese food dishes are quite spicy. Oftentimes I'm just astounded by how much chili they put in their dishes. And then, of course, green onions also are a very classic Asian ingredient. So these are the things to include to take our meals into the Chinese direction. Thai food is another thing that I really enjoy. And here are the ingredients that you can use to make your food have a Thailand flavor. I particularly like to do soups in Thai flavor. Things that really make the difference are the lemongrass, and you can use just the grass part and put it in the broth, or oftentimes in stir fries and things they use this part here. It's pretty tough, so it's more for the flavoring. You don't actually, the whole thing, you don't necessarily eat it, but putting it in during the cooking stage can really add a very lovely flavor to it. And then the grass is always great for making some tea. Another thing is kefir lime leaves. You can get them fresh, or you can get fresh ones, or you can use dried ones. They're hard to find, so you might just have dried ones so that you can have it on hand. Then some of the same things with the Chinese: ginger, garlic, onions, bell peppers, even green onions. And then oftentimes lime juice, soy sauce, and maybe sesame oil. And again, the dulse flakes adds the vitamins as well as the seafood flavor. And coconut milk. Not all things have coconut milk in it, but many times a coconut and curry. So there are red curry paste and green curry paste. And I usually just add some curry powder along with my coconut milk and call it a day. So you can use green peppers, red peppers, anything spicy. Thai food is another thing that tends to be pretty spicy. So you can make it as spicy as you like. If you're not a spice fan, then don't use so much. But Thai food is delicious. All right, so let's move to Central America, South America, Mexican, and other Latin American types of cuisine. The cilantro is going to be very important. I don't know about basil, maybe not. But cumin, and again, peppers and tomatoes and onions and garlic and oregano. Mexican recipes often have like a ground oregano, but I think you could use fresh as well. My motto always is experimenting, and just use what you have, try things out, see how it works out for you. Again, the dulse flakes can add some nice seafood flavor. Different kinds of chili peppers, poblano peppers, cayenne peppers, jalapeno peppers, all different kinds of peppers, or dried chilies. Again, the paprika can add a nice smoky things. Actually, really, what I like to use is this chipotle pepper powder. And it is, I think it is made from a poblano pepper, a ripe poblano pepper that's been roasted. And it, again, has just an amazing smoky flavor. So if you want that smoky flavor, if you're not trying to add the meat, smoked meats, chipotle pepper powder is great. And I often use it in just whatever salad dressing that I'm making, just a tiny touch. It's pretty spicy, so be careful. But it can add a nice flavor to whatever you're making. Indian food is another really lovely, flavorful way to make your food. And for Indian food, you tend to do what is called a tempering, where you take usually whole, but sometimes ground spices, and you saute it either in oil, or if you're doing oil free, you can even do just in water, or a dry tempering where you put it in the pan and just cook it a little bit to really intensify the flavors. And so here we've got cumin seeds, or you can also do ground, or you can do ground cumin, I don't know. These are mustard seeds, and you can do turmeric, either fresh or ground. And here's the mustard seeds. Coriander is another one, again with either whole or ground. I don't happen to have any of the whole right now, but you can see that this is what they look like whole. And coriander seeds are actually from cilantro, is the seeds from cilantro. And so cilantro also is something that is a nice thing to add to many of these different flavors, these different dishes. Garlic and onion and ginger. And Indian food also is good and spicy. So green chilies, red chilies, or dried chilies, depending on your heat tolerance. Indian foods are amazingly delicious. So let's move to the Mediterranean region. Italian, or other Mediterranean type foods. Again, peppers, tomatoes, onions, garlic, and then a lot of fresh herbs. I have basil here, and rosemary, oregano, mint. A lot of fresh herbs are often involved in Italian types of cuisine. Red pepper flakes, again, the dulse flakes if you want to add some seafood flavor to your dish. And because we're not doing cheese, we can use some nutritional yeast, which can add a cheesy flavor to things. And it's also, if it's fortified, can add some other nutrients if you're concerned about that. Also, different vinegars, balsamic vinegar, white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar can all add other really lovely flavors. Also, maybe some paprika, and if you use a smoked paprika, it can add a smoky flavor to it and replace, in the place of smoked meats and things like that. And I always like to have some Italian seasoning on hand, because even if I can't find anything fresh or I don't have the variety, this really goes a long way. It can add a lot of really nice flavors. And you can see it has oregano, basil, marjoram, rosemary, and thyme. So get yourself some Italian seasoning, and be ready for adding a little Italian goodness to whatever you're cooking. Come on over to Food for the Soul and check out the wide variety of healthy vegan recipes from all around the world. Go to foodforthesoul.me. Take the Essential Wellness Quiz. Find out where you are on your wellness journey and what to focus on to design a healthy diet and lifestyle you can actually stick to. Go to foodforthesoul.me/quiz. That's it for today. I hope you liked this video. If so, click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with others who you think could use this information. That's it for today. Goodbye. Kwaheri.